Alrighty, so you guys that are coming in from the sole proprietorship. Now, let me help you guys understand that sole proprietorship, no one respects that title, and I'm just being honest. The IRS has no respect for it at all. They consider you as an individual, and let me explain the tax structure to you guys. So when you're taxed as an individual, you pay the highest tax rate. You pay the highest taxes that are imposed on the individual. Most people don't even know how much money that comes out of their check. Most people have no idea how much taxes they pay. I would know so because I actually paid. I just came out of corporate sales. I really literally just paid over 10,000, a little bit over $10,000 from January through March in taxes, just taxes. I'm not even talking about my benefits. I'm talking about just taxes. Absolutely insane, but you pay the highest rate of taxes at an individual level. So the way it's structured is corporation sits at the top. They're never liable for anything because if they're imposed any type of taxes, they filter it down. It's going to come out either through the shareholders, it's going to come down to the individual. They're going to either lay off jobs, they're going to cut their suppliers, their manufacturers. It's going to take a hit, and all those, it has a ripple effect, and it always get back to the individual. So they have the structure where it goes down. The next tier you have S corps, you have partnerships, you have LLCs, then you have sole proprietors, and you have individuals. LLCs, sole proprietors, and individuals are one and the same. The only way you start getting cuts are when you start to specify into corporation. So you specify on a tax level that you for corporation, a tax break of corporation. What I mean by that is you can basically be an LLC and be taxed as an S corp or a C corp, and you do that when you file your SS4, which is your EIN number. When you go to do that application for your SS4, they're going to ask you a series of questions. In those questions, they are actually probing for information from you because they want you to, especially because if you fall into the professional sector where that requires licensing. Now consultants fall into the lines of being a professional sector. FYI. Now I've read books that say don't ever call yourself a consultant, but hey, if your business, they're gonna ask you a series of questions. If then they can't really pinpoint what you are, they're gonna give you an option to actually specify what you want your tax structure to be. But if you answer questions and you fall into you already opting into those choices of what they're defaulting you to be. And so if you answer that you're in a consultant and all that stuff, so it's gonna automatically default what your structure is gonna be. But if it gets to a point where they can't figure out what your business is, you have the option to specify whether you want to be S corp or whether you want to be C corp. You can definitely, like I said, because those are and I can't really say I am a C corp, but it definitely depends on your specific industry, because like I said, professional sectors, most of them, because they're reliable for their own malpractice, they require licensing, so that's a whole nother thing or whatever. But they do receive tax breaks as a corporation. And so that's really what the specifying the classification specification is your business being having a tax break as a corporation. So you're an LLC, but you are asking for a tax break to be penalized as to have a tax break as a corporation instead of an individual, because like I said, even with S corps, they do get a past due taxation. The past due taxation is still liable on the individual versus with the corporation. Now, like I said, if you have a good accountant, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. They'll know exactly what to do. So definitely, you guys do your research. You have a lot of information in here. Use it. Read it. If you got to read it 2 and 3 times, 4 times for clarification. And as you take steps, go back and reread, because the information that you need is here, right? But you definitely want to consult with your professional advisors, and because like I said, it's definitely industry specific. So you definitely want to know something that's pertaining to. Most of you guys should be entrepreneurs. You should want to be online businesses, whether it's dealing with products or providing services online. So you welcome to that. But you definitely listen to me, guys. You don't want to ever be a LLC and just a LLC, because you'll be taxed just like an individual. You're gonna be taxed just like a sole proprietors, and who wants to be that? Because you don't get any benefits. And plus, you guys are also